Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Okay. Yes. Hello, this is Quinton Crawford. I have a short video to show you, introduction to my book that I was speaking about today. Here we go. Oops. There we go. Share screen. And okay, here we are. Let me get back to my own screen. I'm sorry. Here we are. Yes. Okay. Hope everybody can see me. And my name is Quinton Crawford. I am the author of the book you just briefly saw in the promo. Muchi the Suchi Visits the Peace People. This book is currently eligible to be concluded within organization that I'm sure many of you may be familiar with by now, called UNESCO, United Nations Education and Scientific, basically preservation organization. This book is qualified to be within UNESCO because of its inclusion of, mainly inclusion of girls as a main part of the story, and its alignment with picking up on world history throughout the world. I give you first greetings in a few languages, which are also taught within the book. I've included a total of 14 languages as a part of this basically double book, so you get double your money as you purchase the book. Um, First language is Yoruba, and in the greetings of hello, I say Bawoni. Second language is I give introduction to is Arabic. In the greetings, I say Marhaba. Next language is Navajo, a Native American language of the native peoples of North America. One of them. In Navajo, I say Seal. Also means hello. In Mandarin, which I'm sure everybody knows where Mandarin is spoken, it's mainly in the world, China, I say the words ni hao. In ancient Mexico, in the language of the Aztecs, in the word, or in the language called Nahuatl, I give you the greetings of the word Jiao. I see there is a comment. The first one, the question, I guess, is a statement. So you are a part of UNESCO, and I'd have to say I am within the last stages of full permission to be within UNESCO with this book. There's some stages that things go through for qualification. So somewhat of a surprise to me. But I'm in the last stage and should have the letter stating it's a yes within probably a few weeks. The next question, let's see here. Fairgoer 688 says hi there again. Yes, hello. Yeah, this the writing of this book has been it was a long process. Again, it was a little over a year to complete this book. I had gotten a little bit of help from people from a few other countries. Again, I'm the author. I'm right here in the USA. I got some contributing work from another author in China. So I got some cross-national assistance with this one. Well, international assistance. Mr. Kai Wayne Shi in China. And a little bit of help in illustration. It's the character herself, Muchi. I'll show you the picture of her right there. I reached out around the world and I accepted the drawing of this character from a Mr. Asad Farouk in Sri Lanka, of all places. So I try to reach out around the world. Great thing about this internet thing, social media and all that, I'm able to contact people in faraway places pretty quickly and get a little bit of help. The guy from China, Mr. Kai Wayne Shi, I got a little contribution from him, some of the Chinese, from the Mandarin words. Children that read this book will learn some languages, a little bit of some terms, saying hello, thank you, goodbye. and friend in a total of 14 languages. I began with Yoruba, a language in West Africa, which I found genetically that's mostly what I am. I picked up some words in Arabic, which is pretty important at this point in time because children should learn as many languages as possible. Because one thing I found is my travels around the world, I found something a little embarrassing about towards the U.S. The children here are not really taught more than one or maybe two languages. Many other countries around the world, the children are learning 3 or 4 languages by the same time of their schooling. So I chose, of course, to include Native American language. I got Cherokee, Navajo, Mandarin, ancient language in a place called Michoacan in Mexico. Nawa is one of the native languages of that part of the world. And we know Spanish is spoken down there. Many of us do know that. But it's not a native language. It's a colonial language. I have a question here from Fairgoer 1528. What was your hardest scene to write? Well, hardest scene to really comprehend and translate into words. That's the way I can put it. I think it was the information about ancient Mexico and ancient China. Those two, well, I began with ancient Africa because in the story, Muchi comes to the present, finds problems with humanity, or sees problems with humanity, as only she can. You can kind of see through people. And she believes she has to go into our roots, or our earliest past, to figure out what happened to us, why we are not at our full potential. So she goes to ancient Africa, ancient Kush, the earliest civilization that she could find in her time travel, since she can do that. And she, when there is war, she says to the people, she'll return when there is peace again. She'll come back when there's peace again. So she does that constantly as she travels through different civilizations. I know quite a bit about ancient Kush and Kemet is the original name for Egypt, by the people themselves. Because Egypt is not an African word. That came from the Romans. They tried to conquer northern Africa, and as well as the Arabs, which came first, which weakened Africa for the Europeans to be able to do what they did, and separating the continent in ways that the people did not. So after she leaves Africa, she goes to ancient Mexico, the next earliest civilization that she could find, and the people that she met in the present. and figures out what happens to them. And again, there's war, and the Spaniards came. She says she'll return, and there's peace again. And then she goes to ancient China, and there's battles that begin. She says the same thing. She'll return when there's peace again. Um, and there are conflicts still going on around the world right now, each of those locations, including in the U.S. Um, may not be as violent as they were before, but there's still violence going on. I did this story because I noticed. Oops, I see another question here. Just a moment, I get to you. I had noticed in books there's an omission of the female gender. Practically almost no women involved in world history, according to the books that are in most of the schools, at least in the U.S. and some other countries as well. The female gender, women and girls, are more than half of the population of humans, of humanity. And I include that information within the book so that the girls out there that get to read this book will get to know that. And I have several questions for them to hopefully remember to ask when they go to school, to talk to their teacher about who were the good men, who were the bad men, what was the relationship with nature, and of course, earlier before that, I have a few facts, such as the statement I made earlier about women being the dominant number or population of humans, of humanity throughout time. It's very important, as far as my perspective, that women and girls know this. So maybe they can begin asking the proper questions that they should be asking concerning them and their gender throughout world history. Makes some bigger changes that need to be happening. Okay, now I almost forgot to answer this other question that I have here. What was the most difficult thing about writing characters of this book? And I just mentioned that was our difficulty, and recognizing the flaws in world history. Who's missing? And stating in such a way throughout the book that questions need to be asked. Don't just accept it blindly, whatever information that you get. There are things that, as they say, the conqueror or the domineering factors in some of world history have omitted. And we have the ability to find information now with our technologies we have now, and scientists, social scientists, archaeologists, and anthropologists, and so on, that have looked through humanity's illnesses. And sickness is not just an illness, it's not the only illness. Lies are also illnesses. I noticed that the genre of this book is different from your other book. Yes. I don't want to limit myself to one particular thing. My initial book that I did, my first book that I did, if you have looked at my website already, is the Social Sciences Current Events book, which I'm currently in the stage of revising to volume 2, for Knowledge for Tomorrow. My second book that I wrote was this one that I'm talking about now, Muti the Suji Visit of the Peace People, a children's book, mainly designed for upper elementary level students, because of the reading level is more so for 3rd, 4th grade and up, and older students. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th are the target for this particular book. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, those students in those grade levels, because their reading comprehension should be at point where they should be able to understand each of the words that I have written and their definitions. My third book that I did is called The Global Situation. One is obviously an environmental science level book. It can be considered college level, but I guess so, middle school, high school, and above level book. It's nothing. It's almost a textbook, as it is just about 300 or so pages. Amazon and Reader's Magnet itself have, as well as Barnes and Noble, that all have the book available in each of the bookstores. And I'm working on a few other bookstore, at least smaller bookstores, independent, across the country, across the U.S. and in the UK and some other countries, to help hold both of these books. Only at this point only requires requests from whoever wants to purchase the book. Let's see, Fairgoer is here, 963. Question: have you read anything that made you think differently about fiction? Yes. I've read, it was one of the Harry Potter books. I think it was Prisoner of Azkaban, or whatever one it was that had the kind of death feel to it. Those kind of dark spirit things that run around and when they were on the train. I forgot if that was the exact movie or not, but that one made me think a little differently about some fiction books. Almost made me want to write my own fiction book. But yeah, that one kind of scared me a little. It was almost as bad as some horror movies that I've seen. The movie It, and a few others that kind of shocked me a bit. I don't really want to scare little kids, but it got my attention. Now I'm going to play you a closing video. Tells a little bit more about the my children's books. Let's see here. I'm gonna get to that video. Here we go.
She travels around the world.
All right, I got the video set and prepared. Hopefully we have enough time to see the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, Chrome tab.
travels around the world into different time periods to meet people at times of peace, but leaves when war begins. She leaves a message of hope for the conclusion of violence and succession of peace in each place while learning world history.
Oops, I'm sorry there. Let me stop that. Have some odd things on YouTube, but hopefully you see. Oops. Okay. Hopefully you were able to see that video. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. I think we're done. All right. Okay. Well, good day. Been happy to be here. It is winter, well, near winter where I am here in California, and glad that I didn't sneeze. All right. Have a good day, everyone. And I guess in a salutation, I'll say Amanla, a South African word. One of the languages that is taught within my book. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I think we're closed. Okay, live.